Okay, welcome to the table of man. How you guys? All right. So you have your glasses here. You see it says code table of men. Yeah, you can see that it's code. So we're drinking here. You should have a drink with you when you're at the table, right? Because men do not men when men are at the table to talk, men drink. So please share the drink and enjoy whatever it is you love to drink, water, juice, whatever. Enjoy. Okay. So, cheers. So last week was Valentine's Day. Maybe for the first time in a long time, I didn't give my wife a Valentine's Day gift. I don't even know. I wasn't even thinking. But then I had stories of stuff that happened in town. If a couple of men within my circle went all out, got gifts. I doubt if they got gifts. Man, if you got gifts, please let me know. I need to know in the comments if you got gifts. If you got gifts during Valentine's Day, please let me know. I'm eager to know which men actually had gifts. This Valentine's Day. Like, how did you get gifts? If you got gifts, how was it? Just let me know, please, because this stuff is very key, very, very important. Okay, so when a man is in love, they say that when a man is in love, he does very strange things. Sometimes he does stupid things. Sometimes he does crazy things. I don't know. But when a man is in love, actually, a man is usually not rational. He doesn't think straight. He doesn't think like every other man because there's something that is motivating him. There's something about um, hold on. There's something about him, about his current state, that is far from what you would find of other people, right? So I want to just mention that when a man is in love, he is a different person entirely. But let me establish first that love is actually a beautiful thing. Yes, love is a beautiful thing, and it's not something that men should men should not think of love as something inferior, like something that we shouldn't be involved with. We shouldn't think of we should not think of being in love as something that should be away from us, like out of um, out of context. Being in love should be something we should embrace. It should be something that we should be proud of, right? So, gentlemen, being in love is something you should be proud of. You should love. You should engage. You should expect. All right. I need to check with the comment section. It's like the comment section is not commenting. It's not commenting. Something is really wrong from YouTube. So I can't even see the comment section. But I'll catch up with it. So if you're in the comments, please keep your comments coming. I'll catch up with the comments through another device. Yeah. So let's just keep it going. All right. So being in love is a good thing. It's good to be in love, right? I remember this song. Have you ever been in love? I don't have a good voice. I'm not going to sing it, but you know that song, right? You can talk the moon tonight. Okay, wait. Let me see if I have. If I play this song down, they will say we are violating the copyright rules. But you know that song. Have you ever been in love? And then is it Brandy or Tony Braxton? Have you ever loved somebody so much it made you cry? Have you ever needed something so bad you can't sleep at night? Have you ever tried to find the words but they don't come out right? Have you ever? Me, when a man is in love, he's not the same. He's not the same. And being in love is one of the most amazing feelings you'll ever have. I'm telling you. I mean, there's a feeling of success, yes. The feeling of victory, yes. But another feeling that a lot of people perhaps have never experienced is the feeling of being in love. Trust me, when you're in love, it's a completely different ball game. Like you are typically not you're typically not here. It's not as you would have been before. And Please just permit me. Yeah, I think this is better. So you need to appreciate the fact that being in love is a good thing. Every man ought to have that experience, that feeling of being in love. Trust me, it's good. Being in love is good. So let's be clear about some things. Let's be clear about some things. You see, being in love is not being stupid. Being in love is not being stupid. A lot of men are actually being stupid and they think that they are in love. No, being in love is not being stupid. Don't now start acting stupidly. Like, common sense should tell you that this thing, you know, let me explain this a bit. When a man is being stupid, thinking that he is in love, he's not establishing boundaries. He's not considering boundaries. He's not thinking straight. The things that he would ordinarily say no to, he can't even say no to them. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. So, as a man, when you're in love, please remove stupidity from it. They are not synonymous. They are in mutually exclusive, right? They are mutually exclusive. There's no reason whatsoever why, as a man, you should be termed as stupid. Hapa, come on. Why should you? Why should you? It shouldn't happen. Should not happen at all. So what I'm saying to you now is this: being in love is not being stupid, right? And then being in love is not losing yourself. Some people, in the name of being in love, they start their life starts going upside down. You know, a person that was disciplined, was pulling their weight, going about their tasks, delivering well on their job, you know, um, caring, being responsible, demonstrating leadership, in their community and what have you. Now, this person, because they're in love, everything turns upside down. They lose their self. They can't think straight. They can't act normally again. They can't even eat. Come on. Please don't lose yourself. Being in love is not synonymous with losing yourself. Do not lose yourself. Being in love is not losing yourself. Not losing yourself at all. And then being in love is okay. Being in love is demonstrating commitment to a chosen woman. This is what we're putting into context. Being in love is demonstrating commitment to a chosen woman. Some people argue that they can be in love with multiple people at the same time. Well, it may be possible. Maybe possible. I don't know. I've not been in that situation before. I've not had to be in that situation. But what I can tell you for free is that you usually get to choose who you're in love with. If you did not choose, then you're probably infatuated or you are lost in. Because love is a decision. Love is a choice that we make. It's a choice of commitment. It's a committed choice. So you cannot say you are in love with somebody that you did not choose. But the way a lot of people have learned to express it or to say it is by using the term love. Like, I I think I'm in love with you without my choosing. I can't help it, but I'm just in love with you. Come on. Yeah, it doesn't work that way, I think. I don't know, but that's what I think. I feel like a lot of men have been stupid thinking they were in love. A lot of men have lost themselves thinking they were in love. No, that's not it. When you are in love, you are actually in control. When you're in love, you're in control of your thoughts, in control of your decisions. It's not because you are in love that you now lose everything. You are not able to think straight. You're not able to make wise decisions as you ordinarily would. No, 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 no. That's not it. That's not the way it's designed to be. But it's a feeling, right? It has a feeling attached to it, but it's not. It's not tied to. How do I put this? It's not tied to. Um, it's not tied to just the feelings, but there's an element of commitment. There's an element of decision making, of choice in it. And when a man understands that being in love is not synonymous with losing yourself, it's not synonymous with being stupid, then you are correctly defining this thing and allowing yourself. So, should I talk about this, guys? Should I say this? Should I say this? So, cheers. I had a, will I say, disturbing call over the weekend, and guys, I'm sorry, if this hurts, but I heard of somebody who is in love with this girl, with this babe, and he can't stop thinking about her. He can't. So he, you know, took her out for Valentine's Day, went out to eat, got her very nice gifts. And but the beauty of it is she's taking him for granted. And he seems not to be seeing it. He says that that he's he's done with the nonsense treatment that he gets from her. But he actually has not yet he has not yet stopped he hasn't stopped how do I put it? He has not stopped receiving it because he has not allowed himself to get beyond it. You know, he has tried the, let me say, the reasonable thing to do to dissociate himself, but he actually has not dissociated in his heart. He's still connected, strongly connected, and keeping a window open, for a potential return of the Mac. If you remember, return of the Mac, return of the Mac. Oh my God, return of the Mac. Yeah, you know that I will. Okay, so the guy is, this from what I've heard, this guy he's in love with her. I'll say he's in love with her. He chose her, but he has lost himself in the sense that he's not acting stupid. He's not doing some stupid things, and he's not seeing it like he's not seeing that there's a problem here. And unfortunately, like they say, that when a man is in love, he becomes a fool, and women take him for granted. They take him for a ride. And that I think is what is happening with this guy, because he has not drawn the boundary lines. He hasn't drawn the boundary lines. And so um because he is in love, he has allowed stupidity into the equation. And right now it's not making sense any longer. And it's difficult to tell this person to say, hey, young man, you are lost. You have gone far. You have gone far, really far. So these are things that we see everywhere, and it's one of the reasons why a lot of men are not inclined to fall in love or to be in love with a woman, because they don't want to act stupid. They equate or associate being in love with stupidity, and they don't want it. And that's why when you hear when men are taunting other men and they say things like lover boy, it's a derogatory statement. Like, it's intended to poke fun at the other man. But when you hear things like Casanova, they are hailing the guy. Say, guy, you be the man. I hail you. Ha. You sabi waiting to do the ladies. You are handling them well. Casanova. But when you hear lover boy, nobody wants to be a lover boy. Everybody wants to be, no, don't call me lover boy. I'm not a lover boy. Well, is there something wrong with being a lover boy? Like, you're in love. Well, the term lover boy actually implies a stupid guy, a foolish guy, a guy that is a fool, a guy that is stupid, and because he's in love. Guys, please don't let that happen to you. So there are three things that I can tell you, from my observation about men who are in love. When a man is in love, there are three things you can easily notice. Number one, he forgives easily. He forgives easily, and you should forgive. divine to forgive. But forgiveness does not mean that you shun the consequences. Forgiveness does not mean a failure to draw boundaries, to establish boundary lines. Forgiveness does not mean that you will not you will not you will not set boundaries, healthy boundaries. So there's just like a thin line between a man who forgives easily and a man who has no boundary lines. Forgiveness, forgiving somebody. Agbajon Do, if you know him well, Agbajon Do says something that if a woman does certain things, forgiveness is not the option. It's decision that is the option. And I quite agree with it. So while I encourage men, you are in love, forgive. Yes, you should forgive. I mean, there are things that you should forgive, many things you should forgive, but there are some things that you need to take action. You need to take decisive action on them as a man. Because if you don't, you will never be able to regain control of such situations ever again. For example, when a woman you are in love with talks in a derogatory way about your mother or about your family, something you would not do, right? Which, I mean, you shouldn't even do as a man. Forgive, yes, but drop boundaries, set boundaries. So what the guys who lose themselves, the guys who are usually stupid do is that they forgive, but they don't set any boundaries. And then she does it again. And like, well, I told you I don't like this thing. I don't like this. Why do you keep doing this? No, don't be angry. Don't be angry. Don't be angry. I was just joking with you. I was just joking with you. But she will still do it again because she knows that there are no boundary lines. So, gentlemen, forgive, yes, but please set boundaries. Boundaries are important, especially for men. Boundaries are so important. Very, very important. You need boundaries. You need to have boundaries. You need to keep boundaries established. And then being in love, a man that is in love uh, gives generously. I mean, I think all men give, most men give, but a man that is in love gives generously, like he holds nothing back. If she says, "Oh, my hand is aching me," he's like, "Okay, what do you need? Do you need lunch? Like get to lunch? Like order pepper soup." He gives generously. A man who is in love gives generously. Generously, he's a generous giver. But again, you should have limits. You should have limits. As a man, you should have limits because a woman can pretend to curry your can pretend to curry your generosity. Yes. Can pretend, for you to extend generosity to them. I mean, I read a story on X. Yes, I think it's X, of a guy that's a lady, a female mutual, with him and this very close male friend of his reached out to him and narrated stories about how their mutual friend, a guy, was demanding nudes from her before he could give her money. How she has been traumatized and all of that. She has not forgiven herself. She's still trying to get over the experience. He was trying to go to bed with her before he can give her money. All manner of things. She said a lot. She was even crying over the phone. And then the guy calls his friend and says, "Guy, this is what I heard. This is the voice note she sent to me. This is the voice note I sent. This is the response from her." And then the friend now explains what happened. And it turns out that the lady was asking for money from him. He had generally just been generous, giving her. And then when a point he saw that, it seems like this lady is taking this thing for granted. She's trying to take advantage of this. Then he turns around and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then she starts sending him nudes. She sends him nudes. And getting the nudes, He says, "Hey, stop this. I'm not comfortable with this." He blocks her on all platforms. And then one day, for some reason, she calls him up, and then he just decides to answer. And she's like, "Oh, so you blocked me because because you don't want to, because you don't want to give me money. Is that how you should treat a friend? Those kind of stuff." And I was like, "Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, fine. For peace sake, fine. No, I just send you something, and And then he sent her money, and that was it. And then she takes that money and then plays a card, twisting the story to say that the guy demanded nudes from her, and that without the nudes, he was not going to give her money. Now, this is not what we're talking about here today. Like what I'm about to say is not what we're talking about here today. But the issue of false accusations. There's so many men who have been victims of false accusations. That's not what we're talking about today. But I'm just trying to state that when a man does not establish boundaries, he's very likely to experience things that he does not like, likely to experience things he doesn't want. So you need to establish boundaries. As a man, boundaries are very important for you as a man. So even though you can give generously to the woman that you love. Let me say this. When I was courting my wife, there were times that she didn't make her hair. I could have given her money, and not that I didn't want to. But I told her, I said, see, at this point in time, you are not yet my responsibility. When we get married, you will be 100% my responsibility. Everything about you, your hair, everything about you, your upkeep, everything will be 100% on me. While we just while we just date, let the people in your family who should be responsible for you do so. Let them be. Let them take that place of responsibility so that at the point in time when you now become my responsibility, they would know that they gave their very best for you. So what I'm saying is this: boundaries, establish boundaries. It's not like I couldn't have given my wife money for her hair. I would have. In fact, somebody, was like, "Oh, I give my own girlfriend money for her hair. I pay for her hair and all of that. So why shouldn't you do so for your own girlfriend?" I'm like, that's me. I'm setting boundaries. These are boundaries that I have to set. Not for anything, but these are just the boundaries. And so you need to establish firm boundaries, very firm boundaries. Stick to them. The thing about a man who is in love is that this man cares deeply. I wouldn't say you should have boundaries when it comes to caring, right? But please do it with your head. Apply common sense to it. There, there is a point of caring that you will get to, that it will appear that you have lost your way, you've lost your mind, you've lost yourself. You're not thinking straight any longer, because you have now relegated yourself and overly elevated this other person, and then you are suffering, you are ill kept. No, don't get to that point. You cannot give what you don't have. So as a man, if you're going to establish the fact that you care about a woman, then you should you know you should not let it descend into that bad part, that you please you understand what I'm saying. Don't let it descend into an unhealthy pattern. Keep it healthy, keep it sane, keep it healthy. You need to be able to consistently um care deeply about those that you love, those that matter the most, without you feeling neglected, without you being neglected, without you being thrown out of the equation. No, please, um, men, let's be very mindful of this. So I want to say this as an admonishment to all men. Men, love with your heart, but think with your head. Love with your heart, think with your head. Do not love with your head and think with your heart. If you love with your head, you will not love genuinely, because your love will be bound by reason. It will be conditional. And that's not actually true love. So love with your head, no, love with your heart, think with your head. Love with your heart, think with your head. Because when you think with your head, you are able to apply rationality in your decisions, to apply to set healthy boundaries, to know when to, put a stop, when to continue, when to, like you can have a healthy relationship, a healthy experience of being in love. You're not going to be stupid. You're not going to lose yourself. You're not going to be a fool. No. Okay. So, gentlemen, my admonishment to you is that when you are in love, if you have the opportunity of that experience, please ensure that it is devoid of stupidity. It is devoid of being foolish. It is devoid of losing yourself. You don't get to lose yourself. No, it's just principally going to be about commitment. It's going to be about you demonstrating commitment to a woman that you have chosen. So, gentlemen, think with your head, love with your heart. Love with your heart, think with your head. Don't be consumed by the feelings and then you lose yourself in the middle of the whole thing. That's not the way to love. That's not the way to be in love, right? You should be in love, but love with your heart and think with your head. Ensure that you don't lose reason, you don't lose rationality, you don't bypass logic because in quotes you are in love. That's not love. Oh. You have descended into the web of stupidity, and it will be difficult for you to come out of it. In fact, you will likely come out of it with regrets. So, guys, let's love the way we should. It's fantastic to love a woman, truly, really fantastic. So, I want to leave you with this: do noble things all the time, and try to avoid stupid things. Do noble things all the time, men. Do noble things all the time. Like show nobility in your actions. Let your love be characterized by nobility. Let that woman see you and know that no, this is an awesome man. But try to avoid stupid things because if you mix it up with stupid things, you're gonna make a mess of the whole deal, man. You're gonna make a mess of the whole thing if you mix stupidity into it. So, guys, if you get the crux of all I've been saying so far is don't be stupid, even when you're in love. Even though you're in love, don't be stupid. Love and stupidity don't go hand in hand. So please leave stupidity out of it. You don't have to be stupid. In fact, you should never be stupid. You should only be noble. So do noble things all the time. Act nobly with the woman that you have chosen to be in love with. But keep stupid things out of the picture. Try not to do stupid things. Try to avoid stupid things. It doesn't make sense for you. It's not healthy for you as a man. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everyone who has joined in. And of course, I'll be looking forward to your comments in the comment section below. Yep. So just keep your comments coming in the comment section. What are those stupid things that you have done as a man or that you have seen a man do? Share with us. Have you seen a man who lost himself? What was the experience like? Tell us about it. What have you seen men do, or why do you think men try hard not to fall in love, not to be in love? What are the reasons why men do not, get in, are not falling in love or try not to be in love with a woman? We don't want to talk about all those things. I'll be looking forward to them in the comments. So please put your comments right there, the stories, the experiences, the things you've observed. Share them in the comments and let's see. And of course, we'll be able to enjoy the experience together. Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure to be with you at the table of men. Remember, next week we'll be back. Please come along with your glass and ensure that you have something to drink in it. Thank you, guys. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye.